what's up? I'm Kantis Simmons, the academic guru and leading authority on student improvement, as well as the creator of the Playing Your A Game program. In this video today, I'm going to talk about something that you've probably heard while in school. You've probably read books on it. You've probably seen videos on it. But I want to give you a different way of thinking about time management. You see, most people teach that it's important for you to manage time. Well, I believe that you really can't manage time, and the only thing you really can do is manage yourself. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to manage yourself versus manage time. Are you ready? The other day, I had an opportunity to speak to one of my mentees, and he's a student at Michigan State University, the Big Ten. And he's a student there. He works on campus, and he came to me and said, Kantis, my grades are okay, but I just feel like I don't have enough time to study. So him and I got on Skype, and we had this conversation about his time. And I told him, just like I'm going to tell you, that, hey, you cannot manage time. All you can do is manage yourself. And then I went on to say that if you want to have a successful school year, you must have a successful 12 months. If you want to have a successful month, then you have to have a successful, 4 weeks. If you want to have a successful week, then you have to have 7 successful days. And if you want to have a successful day, then you must have a successful 24 hours. And if you want to have a successful set of 24 hours, it starts with having a successful hour. You see, if you want to be a successful student or make this the best school year you've ever had, it starts with having a successful hour. So him and I went through this little process, which I'm going to show you. And the process is very simple. It's all about self-management, managing yourself. Now, we all know that there are 168 hours in a week. If you didn't know that, do the math. 24 hours a day times 7 days a week, 168 hours. Now, I have 168 hours. You have 168 hours. Your teachers, your professors, your parents, your friends, we all have 168 hours. And there is no way possible for us to add to that or take away. That's why I say you really can't manage time, because we all have the same amount of time. But success comes when we are accurately using ourselves in this element called time. So what I had him do, and what I'm going to encourage you to do, is to write down this number 168. That represents 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. And then I had my mentee, I said, tell me, how many hours are you sleeping per day? He said, well, Kantis, I sleep about 7 hours per day. I said, okay, cool. So we took 7 hours per day, multiplied it by 7 days in a week, and that's about 49 hours. I went on and rounded it up to 50. So now we took 168 hours and subtracted 50 hours of sleep, and that left him with 118 hours. And then I asked him, I said, well, as a college student there at Michigan State University, currently, how many classes are you taking, or specifically, how many credit hours are you taking? He said, well, I'm taking about 11 credit hours. But in actuality, he was taking 13 hours. Actually, he was spending about 13 to 14 hours in the classroom. So we took the 118 hours left over from sleep, and we subtracted 14 hours of him actually being in the class every single week. And of course, if you do the math, that's about 104 hours. And then he said, Kantis, I work a part-time job here at Michigan State University, and I work with the athletic department. And with my part-time job, it's about 20 hours per week. So now we subtracted the 20 hours per week for his part-time job from the 104 minus 24 minus 20. That was about 84 hours. And then I said, well, let me ask you this, Tom. How many hours per week are you using to eat? He said, well, if I look at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, maybe like 15 minutes for breakfast, maybe like an hour and a half, hour for lunch, maybe like a half an hour for dinner. We rounded up to like 2 hours per day. So 2 hours per day times 17, we gave them 14 hours for eating. Now, if you take the 84, subtract it from 14, now we have what? 70 hours left. Then I said, yo, so how many hours are you bathing? How many hours are you using to take a shower, to wash your face? He said about an hour, sometimes in the morning and the evening. So about an hour a day. So we gave them 7 hours for that. We subtracted that out. So from the 70, we subtracted out 7. We got 63. And then I said, well, let me ask you this. Because you work in the athletic department, how many hours per week are you actually, playing the game? He said, well, we normally have about 2 games per week, and they range about 3 hours. And because of that, that's about 6 hours per week. So we subtracted 6 hours from 63, left with 57 hours. And I said, well, are you dating? Do you have a girlfriend? How much time are you spending for boo time? Spending time with your boo. He said, well, we kind of study together. We kind of hang out. I said, is it about an hour? He said, no, it's about a little bit more than an hour. I said, well, I'll give you 2 hours of boo time per week. So 2 times 7 is 14. We took that out, subtracted that 63. The 50, whatever that is, 14 from boo time. We were left to close to 43 hours, 42 hours there. No, 43 hours. And then I asked them, so we got boo time there. What about fun time? Do you spend time playing video games? Do you spend time just texting, doing various things? He said, yeah, not really. And then I said, hold on, let me let you know something real quick here. The average college student spends about 27 hours per week on the internet, texting, playing video games, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. Are you spending 27 hours online? He said, no. So I gave him about 7 hours of free time, fun time. That's actually 1 hour per day for 7 hours. And that came up to 36 hours left. And I said, is this everything in your life right now? Sleep, classes, athletics, food, showering, games, boo time, fun time? He said, yeah, I think that's about everything. I said, well, how can you tell me you don't have enough time to study when the math shows me that you have 36 hours per week to study? That's almost like a full-time job for some adults. 36 hours of study time. So you see, it's not about managing time, it's about managing yourself. Now, the same thing I want to encourage you to do. Where is your time going? How are you using the blessed 168 that we all have? You have 168 hours, but how are you managing yourself? So here's your task for today. I want you to take 168 hours, and I want you to calculate per week how many hours are you sleeping? How many hours are you in class? How many hours do you spend with eating? How many hours do you spend with refreshing yourself or using the bathroom, showering, doing your makeover, getting ready for the day? How many hours do you spend in extracurricular activities? How many hours are you actually in the classroom? And then I want you to subtract all of those. Yeah, how many, even put the time that you do for chores or clean up around the house, extracurricular activities, part-time jobs. Subtract all of that from 168, and I want you to narrow it down to how many hours do you have per week to study. You see, in the case of my mentee, he had 36 hours. That's about 5 hours per day to study. You see, time management, it's really false. It's all about self-management. Now, down below this video, I've included some links that will help you create that chart, be able to see where your time is going. I want you to realize that if you're going to make this a really good, successful school year, that it starts with having a successful hour. Again, my name is Kantis Simmons, and remember this, there's only one game in life that counts, and that's your A game. Have a blessed day.